I'm here at Studio Fredman with Fredrik Nordstro, and a lot of you will know Fredrik's work, particularly at the Gates, Arch Enemy, The Haunted, Opeth, In Flames, and obviously Dimmu Borgir. So we're going to be talking about modern metal production. We're going to be talking about different recording techniques, different approaches to processing during the mix stage, and a little bit about pre-production. What's your thoughts about click tracks for tracking drums too?
It's a very good tool to have for the whole recording system. But I was sitting with a drummer in a pretty famous band, and he was doing drums, and I was like, fuck, you have been really, really good on drums. Yeah, I know, I practiced a lot. And then we start recording, and the band was like, we want you to have a click track. And I'm like, but the drums doesn't sound as good as they did like without the click track.
Sure.
Why should fuck the click track and follow the drums?
Sure.
And they were like, no, we need to have a click track. So it's like sometimes it can suffer a lot actually for drummers.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Now these days, most of the drummers know how to play the click track because that's like you have to do it.
Yeah. Staying on the subject of drums, when it comes to drum tuning, do you have any preferred approaches?
Low as possible.
As low as possible.
Yeah, but it's also like when you're coming too low, you just get like a...
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds maybe good in the room, but with the mic, it sounds like...
Sure.
Yeah, so it's like... And now later on, like since we did Bring Me's There Is a Hell,
yeah,
we tuned the drums as it was like a jazz kit, like with very thin skins.
Really?
Yeah. Remo, very thin, clear,
Okay.
and coated, and it sounded really good.
Do you ever record the toms without the resonator head?
No.
No. Okay. Right, no worries. Moving on to the recording side of things. If you're recording a band with, very, very fast double kicks, like, Dimmu Borgir, for example, or you were sort of like producing a band that was not as fast subdivisions all the time, would you differ in your miking technique?
When it's coming like to Dimmu Borgir, there's like this kind of drummers are playing in a different way because they're playing trigger drums. Yeah, because when you do this fast, you cannot play hard.
No.
So you have to, like, they normally have trigger sound. They have like a couch in the bass drum, and there's a couch in every tom, and so I try to get miking on this kind of drums, but it's normally nothing. It's just like noise. So
right.
Yeah.
And then get the samples on there.
Yeah.
Sure. Do you tend to individually mic your overheads, or go with a microphone for a pair or spaced pair?
And it's like that room we have in there. It's very good sounding, but it's a very dead room, so it's very hard to get any ambience from that room at all.
Right.
It's an awesome rehearsal room. I've been rehearsing with my band in there, and we can crank it to 11.
Dreamy.
Yeah. So, but normally I try to get just like in left and right overhead, and if I need, I add some.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Less is more.
Do you always take room mics? You mentioned that the room's very dry, ambience-wise.
In here we have tried, but it doesn't give any extra to it.
Doesn't.
No. So my old studio, we had like a very ambient room, and there we always recorded ambience, which normally was taken down during the mix when it's like metal music.
Control it.
Yeah,
absolutely. Do you ever record with like D-drum triggers to open your gates on?
Oh yeah, I invented it.
Right.
I thought when I did, I was lying home. I was like early 90s. I had like one channel or two channel of this Dromer gate, and I want to use it on the recording. But sometimes it opened up, and sometimes it didn't open up because...
Sure.
Yeah. So I was thinking, if I put the trigger mic on the head, and take it to the channel, and gain it, and then send it to the key input.
Yeah, and you can move it back slightly as well, so you definitely get the transient. You can move it.
Yeah, you can do that. We're recording analog. So.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Perfect.
So I was sitting with that, and I realized I reinvented the wheel many times.
Brilliant.
Yeah, but I'm like every night, how can I solve this problem?
Because that was a problem back in the day, wasn't it? Getting gates to open faster, because you just lose the transient.
But also it's like Dromer, this DS201 was the only gate that was fast enough.
Yeah.
And it was like almost 1,000 pounds. So you couldn't buy like tons of them and have them. For a small studio. So.
Sure. Do you ever take drum samples from the kit used for tracking? Like, do you take clean hits when you've recorded drums to ever create drum samples from them?
Many times.
Right.
Yeah, because sometimes you feels like you have a good natural sound, but it's not cutting through.
Sure.
So that's actually we do it all recording session. We're even thinking about releasing something on internet called
Sure.
Bring Your Own Cymbals, because we only record the heads,
Right.
bass drum, snare drum, and toms. So we can
Right.
also, it's like if you're sitting like we do these days, editing stuff, and you get the hit that is not good, you can always go
just
to a small
fine.
bank and put it in there.
Absolutely. And do you ever use those samples when you're mixing, or do you tend to use library samples or your own samples from elsewhere?
There's a massive collection of everything. There is a lot of what do you call it, try and error.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, let's try this. And it's very easy to come in that situation. It's like, yeah, this miking and this worked fine, so leave it.
Sure.
And I'm like, no, down.
Right.
Every time you have to like try new cabinet, try new mics. We have to try this, try this.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.